Hi everyone. So I've had this writing bureau for a few years now. I've had it since my old tiny studio that I used to have upstairs, and I want to give it a Gothic makeover so it fits more in with my decor in my art studio now. So first of all, what I needed to do was sand everything off. So here I'm just sanding the wood because I need to get rid of the varnish and the brown, as much of it as I can, off the wood. I've always had a thing for writing bureaus since I was a kid, and I had a little plastic one in my Cindy dollhouse. I just love them. I don't know why. I think it's like a nostalgia thing from when I had one in my Cindy house. But I love them, and they're very useful as like a second desk. So I can wheel across the room to here, and I can put projects on here that are drying, so I can still use my main desk and whatever. So as you can see, once I've used my sander, you can see how light I get the wood. So this has removed all the varnish and a lot of the original stain of the wood, which is what I wanted to do, because obviously this will give me a better finish on the final piece. I've also ordered some new drawer pulls, so instead of these ugly brass things, which are very sort of 80s 90s, I've ordered some that are like, they're metal with resin in, like a resin dome and with skulls in, so add more to the Gothic theme. So if they come on time, I'll add that to the end of this video. So what I'm doing here is sanding everything down. I've got my mask on, obviously, to protect my lungs, because I don't want to be breathing in a load of sawdust. And then afterwards, as soon as I've done this, obviously while I'm doing this, I've got all my windows open and everything, so there's lots of airflow in my room. And then all I had to do once I finished sanding is hoover everywhere, and then wipe all my surfaces down with baby wipes to remove any residual dust. And obviously that means that my room is still safe for me to be in, because I have to be careful with things that could affect my lungs. That's also why I'm painting the cabinet thing, the bureau, with non-smelly paint. So obviously I'm making sure that I'm not breathing in fumes or anything. So like, I can't use spray paints and stuff. The odd occasion I've used them in the past, I've had to basically hold my breath outside in the garden, spray the thing, and then run in the house and wait. But obviously that's not practical inside. So as you can see, once it was fully sanded, it looked like this, and I actually quite like the look of it. I love old things and things that look worn and have a history to them. So I really liked this, how it looked. And as you can see here, I'm starting off painting. I used quite it's about a half-inch to an inch wide brush, just one of my artist brushes, because I'm doing the small drawers, and I actually painted the majority of it in that. And then I just used a 2-inch brush for the sides and the top, but all the drawers were painted with this brush. This just means I can get like a nice even smooth coat, and also I can get into all the little nooks and crannies, because the way the drawers are shaped is the middle bit sort of sticks out a bit, and then it's obviously been routed around the edges of the drawers, so the edges of the drawers have got like a bevel on them, or whatever you call it. So obviously I needed a small brush to get inside there. The paint I'm using is more of a matte black, but once I varnish it, it goes shiny anyway, and it's the same paint that I used on my Ouija board table that I made. It's just black acrylic paint, and because the wood has been sanded, it soaks really well into the paint, into the wood. So what you have to do is just water down the acrylic paint a bit to make sure it will spread easy, and then it really soaks into the wood. And I've found it lasts just as well as if I'd used like wood stain and varnished it that way. So but at the same time it's safe for me to breathe. As you can see, I don't need a mask for this because there's no smell. It's just acrylic paint, which I use for everything in my art studio. So yeah, it was just a case of sometimes I had to dab in the odd area where there's the odd little sort of ding or whatever, because like I said, I've had this years. And then once I've covered the section of drawer in paint, then I just used long smooth strokes to make sure there was no build-up of paint anywhere, because you don't want any sort of thick streaks of paint, because when the acrylic dries they will stay as like a little bead of like really rigid paint. And the only way to get rid of that is to sand it back down. So it's important to put the paint on really smoothly. And as you can see here, I'm moving on to the big drawers. What I did is I sanded all the drawers, and then I took them out, and then I sanded the actual cabinet itself and the drop, the part that folds out to make the table. Then obviously wiped everything down, hoovered and everything, cause get rid of all the dust in the room first before you paint, otherwise you'll end up with loads of bits in your paint. And then I wiped over all of the bureau with a damp cloth just to make sure I got any dust off before painting. So that's how I can get it nice and smooth. And the advantage as well of using the acrylic paint is it dries really quick. And I can always touch it up whenever I need to, but once it's varnished it's pretty solid, to be fair. The little table I did, the Ouija board table's holding up really well, and that was kind of like my test piece. I thought, well, if the table goes well, then I'll do the other furniture in my room. So I've got my writing bureau, which obviously I'm painting in this video. The doll cabinet is pretty much black anyway. It's like a really, really, really dark brown, so I might do the doll cabinet, I might not. I've got a little 3 set of drawers but next to the doll cabinet behind my desk, which were like 20 quid from the charity shop. And by the way, this writing bureau was like 50 quid from the charity shop. It's not something I've spent loads of money on. So the little set of drawers are going to get a Gothic makeover as well, so they'll be painted black, and I'll get some more of the skull drawer pulls when I do that one, or I'll get some slightly different ones depending what I see. I might just get the same one so it all matches. And then there's like a cupboard in my room that's built into the wall, and it's just to hide the electric box, you know, where all the switches are for all the fuses in the house. I'll paint that black, so then pretty much then my studio is done. I still have got 2 blue walls. I've got the bay window wall is light blue, and so is the wall where the door is. It's the 2 alcoves and the main wall that are the purple colour. I do think eventually I'm probably going to paint the 2 blue walls purple, because I really like the colour. And then finish the flooring, and my studio will be fully made over. So it's getting there. So yeah, I'm going to carry on painting this, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like once it is painted. Then once I'd painted and varnished the unit, I ordered these drawer pulls from Amazon. They are black skulls with roses around them inside like a resin dome. The handle itself's made out of wood, and it's got like a metal insert to reinforce it. So I put those on the doors, and it looks like this. So this is my bureau now, completely black. It's got a layer of varnish over it as well. In the light you can see slightly that a bit of my varnish is a bit streaky, but I can redo that bit on there. And yeah, I've got my door handles on, the drawer handles on, and the left top little drawer I did actually accidentally get stuck in the unit with some of the varnish, but I've got it out now. I've just got to touch up the paint because I've chipped the paint. But yeah, so that's the Gothic makeover for my writing bureau. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.